Hi, good evening. My name's Andrea Gartner. I am the manager of the Downtown Special Services District in downtown Danbury, Connecticut, also known as City Center Danbury. We are an organization that follows the 4-point program of the Main Street USA. We work on organization, promotion, design, and economic restructuring of the downtown Danbury area. Spring is arriving downtown. There are more pedestrians on the sidewalks. The fauna in Elmwood and Kennedy parks are about to bud, and at City Center we're gearing up for our upcoming events. Mark your calendars for the exciting things headed our way here at downtown, the urban core of the Housatonic Valley. First, you'll want to keep plugged into all the good music emanating from Main Street. There's continuous programming at the City Ale House, Cousin Larry's, where Sub Rosa Party cranks music almost every night of the week, and also the Heirloom Arts Theater. They just completed a very successful weekend last weekend for with their music program that they planned with WXCI. In May, we're gearing up right now for the Connecticut Film Festival. You need to mark your calendars for that. On Wednesday, February 6th, the Danbury Common Council met to discuss the city's sponsorship to name downtown Danbury as the host city. The approval of the Connecticut Film Festival to sponsor the event for $75,000 is a ringing endorsement of our efforts at City Center Danbury and will definitely be a boon to downtown. There is no doubt cultural and arts offerings contribute to the quality of life and define our community as a great place to live. Also currently going on downtown is season tickets are on sale at the Danbury Ice Arena for the newly named hockey team, the Danbury Mad Hatters. They will start playing home games. There'll be 25 beginning November 1st. And you can go on to ephl.com to buy season tickets. City Center is working with the Connecticut Film Festival organization and the Housatonic Valley Cultural Alliance to stage 2 main events. The first event will take place opening night, Tuesday, May 20th, at the Palace Theater. Yes, the Palace Theater will be available for film screenings. The opening reception will be held at the Palace Theater with the help of the creative minds of Carter Boyajian and Peter Castellucci, who brought you an incredible art installation for first night. We are also in talks with the Ancient Order of Hibernians, who have a club right next door, to take that over and provide an after-hours 70s type disco theme. Invitation only. So if you want that pass, be sure to log on to ctfilmfest.com. Following Tuesday's opening night, we're going to stage an industry bash on Saturday, also at the Palace Theater. We will have searchlights blazing. There'll be lots of buzz in the air. And with the filming of the Rebecca Miller movie, The Many Lives of Pippa Lee, the cast includes Winona Ryder, Robin Wright Penn, Monica Bellucci, Keanu Reeves, Alan Arkin, and Parker Posey. That will be in full swing downtown as the film festival opens. So we're really hoping to have industry types at our industry bash. And don't forget the Memorial Day Parade. Downtown plays host to the Danbury Council of Veterans, who plan and execute this time-tested and true all-American event. That will be Monday on the 26th. If you want to honor our brave soldiers, you can, beginning at 6:30 a.m. with a memorial service at St. Peter's Church, followed by the placement of wreaths at area monuments. The parade will commence at 9:30 from the intersection of Rose and Main Streets and terminate in Rogers Park. The Memorial Day Parade is a downtown tradition, and now more than ever, our men and women in uniform need our support. Of course, there's more to come. Our new Gateway Mural Project, the Hat City Music Festival, summer concerts on the Green, Meeker's Hardware's 125th anniversary party, the Danbury Symphony Orchestra. We will be returning the Farmers Market to the Kennedy Street location beginning Friday, July 11th, a car cruise and bike night, Nutmeg Games Exhibition Sports, Ghost Walks, and also the Wall of Food food drive. We want to collect 100 tons this summer. And our headline talent for the Taste of Danbury this year, September 6th, is Blue Oyster Cult. I really feel that the changes in the past year and what we have planned moving forward are shaping the public's perception that downtown Danbury is a place with unlimited potential to grow. And this perception is not a pipe dream. Downtown's Danbury time has come, and the time is now. To build downtown Danbury into an arts, culture, and entertainment destination is what we at City Center see as one of our most important missions. As always, your thoughts are welcome. at my email address, which is andreagartner@citycenter.com. Now I'm going to introduce my guests. Tonight we are combining a global effort to eradicate world hunger with music, with the Lively Up Music Tours music program. We are going to try to collect 100 tons of food, and I have some of our participants here with us in that effort. First of all, I'd like to introduce Karina DeFreitas, a student at Danbury High School, and Amanda Castro, her advisor. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
We also have from New York City, Slick the Misfit. He is a hip-hop artist, and he's taken the time this evening to come all the way up from Queens, and I thank you for that.
No problem.
And the primary organizer of the event is Alex Pio-Vazan. He's a public information officer and special envoy with the World Sports Alliance, an organization under the umbrella of the United Nations.
Hello.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with you, Alex,
Okay.
yes, of course, to talk about how this idea came about. I know you've endeavored this project, and it's been very successful in Brazil. And maybe you could talk a little bit about the initiation of that project and what brings it to Danbury.
Well, we started the project in 2004 as a beta test, and we chose Brazil because it was the path of least resistance. And according to the Geneva Declaration of Principles from 2003 of the United Nations, they want to encourage the use of ICT, which means information and communications technologies. So we developed an internet portal at the time. They're mixing several different types of elements that are common today.
And I'm just going to interrupt for a second because you say we developed, and
Yes.
who is that we?
Myself and my partners.
Okay.
Okay, and what we did is, in a matter of 9 months, we were able to gather 269,000 members and about 2 million unique visitors per month, mostly youth, and where people were saying, oh, no, the youth don't care, they don't want to help, they just want to use internet for fun and things like that, they're never going to use it to help anybody, they don't really care for that. So we developed a project that was actually stimulating them to participate in a clean web internet environment. And in exchange for that, we would empower them with the knowledge of the 8 United Nations Millennium Development Goals, which we can talk about them later. And we created a program called Awareness in Action, where they would do something to be aware of the existence of the Millennium Development Goals. In exchange, when they achieve certain goals, we would award them with simple things, and start with, shows, concerts. So they could choose, I have friends, let's say you're in Danbury, I have friends in New York that I want to meet that I haven't met yet, just online. We would invite those friends to come to the party and throw a local party so everybody could meet them. We started with 400, 500 people, and last year we had 22,000 people in the last concert that we performed.
Wow, that's amazing.
We started collecting 200 pounds of food to, let's say in pounds would be 80 tons, about 165 tons, 1,000 pounds of food in one event.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's how Slick got involved with us, because the idea is to work with everyone that's part of the community and that actually belongs to the portal and participate actively. And then that's how I got involved with WSA, and eventually the WSA led us to the United Nations. And their main concern was how can we create more awareness at grassroots level, involving the youth, using information communications technology.
So you're taking this virtual community and
Yes.
actually making it more of a reality by physically bringing them
exactly.
together.
Because the Millennium Development Goals were approved in 2000 by all the nations that are members of the UN. Okay, so the Millennium Development Goals is obviously, especially eradication of extreme poverty and hunger, which is number 1, as we're focusing right now. This is to be achieved at federal government level. But our project brings it to the communities and explain to the youth the importance and the existence of these.
Now, why did you pick this particular, or how did you personally get involved with reaching out to youth and using the first millennial goal, which is to eradicate hunger?
Well,
I mean, you have a personal story behind that, right? I mean, it's very compelling.
Yeah, hunger for me is something that the number 1, which is eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. When I was 13 years old, my mother left me. I was basically left by my family, and I spent 18 months sleeping on the streets and eating food from garbage cans and going through, all the other elements that come with it, violence and abuse and everything else. So I always wanted.
And this was in Brazil.
This was in Brazil. Yeah, I was 13. So I always want to be able to share what happened to me in a positive way, because it's basically a matter of choice. You're on the streets, or you're exposed to all types of things, like in your daily life.
It's a matter of choice what you do with it.
You can always
sometimes it's not a matter of
choose.
choice.
So is right.
Yeah.
But most of the time, what you're going to do with your life is a choice for you. So the Millennium Development Goals came in a very good time of my life, because I have enough understanding of how to deal with what I went through, because it took me a few years. It wasn't like
Oh, sure.
And so the project, the Life Lab project, actually gave me a chance to work with technology, use the internet, approach the youth, and prove to people that if you come with an offer or a proposal that is actually tangible for them, for their reality, like 1 pound of non-perishable food, anyone can do that.
And that's a small bag of food, right? I mean,
Not even that. There's 1 pound. I think this bottle here has
2 bottles of
maybe
that or
2
something.
bottles of that will solve the problem.
Something very, very
And
doable by most anybody.
working on the fact that anyone is capable of doing a small little act of greatness that will change the world. And then that's when artists like Slick or the kids like the Denver High School and Amanda that are controlling what 100 kids,
Yes.
right? Your group.
100 students.
So 100 students and plus the other groups that are joining us, because 1 pound at a time, we can raise 100 tons of food here. We raised so far 560 tons of food in Brazil.
That's incredible.
And
And that program, you've had success with it. You ran it for 3 years.
Yes, 4 years.
4 years.
Yes. We started very small, like when we were talking here before. I lived in Danbury for 7 years. So my sister lived here.
So you have ties to the
I have ties to
Danbury
the community. And Danbury is so diverse in terms of cultures and people from everywhere here. And it's a good chance for us to work a global concept in a local community that is actually built and around we have what 48 different languages spoken at Danbury High School, right? Or more, 48, 49. Yeah. So it's a good chance for us to apply the concept here, because we know that works out there. We know that works in Brazil and works in other countries, and I'm sure it works here and is working right now.
I'm sure there's a universal appeal to with music and wanting to help your fellow man.
Yeah, the music is the reward. We got to give something back. Because like, what's in that for me?
Or it's a message,
So,
right? As
It's
you
fun.
do, Slick, right?
He comes in, and then we have local artists that can perform, and the food that is collected here is donated here.
So it stays within the community.
Right.
Because I've had that question asked of me
Yes.
with this project. Is it something that's going to be put together with other efforts and distributed outside the community? And I'm very emphatic in saying that
now
it
we
will be
have-
within our community.
We have the project that acts locally. Everybody comes together, parents, kids, students, everyone is involved. The friends are helping. And after we leave, the idea is how we continue that. So it's a very simple way to do. So City Center, for instance, with Danbury High, with We Race and other organizations, they can get the musicians from there, get the shell at the green and say, locals, come here, let's play. And like we're going to do
Like we're
with
going
the-
to do on
the-
June 28th, Saturday, June 28th.
Or after that, the family night
Yep,
or
and we'll be...
the Taste of Danbury, where you embraced and said, no, I'm willing to help. And that's what we're asking people. Are you willing to help? We go there, we collect the
And
food,
there,
we
I think
help
there
them
was
distribute.
recently in the local newspaper that or maybe it was a report generally for the state of Connecticut that the pantries are low.
Right.
In the Salvation Army,
Yes.
the other organizations that
Especially
distribute
during
food.
this time of the year. Right, they go really low during summertime, and that's what we're doing a year-round effort, so we don't put a lot of weight in the kids' backs. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that we will get support from local businesses and food distributors that will be willing to stimulate them. And that's the
Yes,
important piece.
and
They
we
have to
also
feel-
so far have gotten the support from a commitment of support from Dandy Distributors.
Yes, that was
in Danbury.
great.
So I'm going to ask our representatives here from Danbury High School how you became involved. Maybe Amanda, you could speak to the program, and Karina, as a voice of youth in the community, how and why you became interested in it.
Well, I'm the site supervisor of the Western Connecticut State University CONCAP Upward Bound program, and I know it's a mouthful, but what that really means is that it's a pre-collegiate program that outreaches to students at Danbury High School. We currently serve 100 students there. We have 2 different programs. One is state funded, one is federally funded. And the whole purpose of the program is to prepare students academically so that they can compete with college admissions. Part of the criteria to be an active member in our program is to do community service each month. And when Sean Ratchford and Tim Salem approached me at Danbury High and said, you know, you have such a large constituency, a large group of students that you work with, we would like to introduce you to this concept and to these 2 gentlemen. And I was
And that student, there's 100 students, you
there
said.
are 100 students in the
100
program.
students.
And we meet on a regular basis, and they all come together after school, so we function as an after-school program. I met Carlos, I met Alex, and I heard what they had to propose, and I said, this is exactly what we're looking for. Because we're constantly looking for new things to do each month, this could carry us through for the entire year. And of course, we'll be looking at other efforts in the community, but it's just such a wonderful way to give back to the community. The students will shine within their own community. They'll be an asset to others, and it's very tangible, as he said. It's very simple. Many of our students do work part-time, so they can use some of those dollars to purchase food for those people in need in our community.
And are they also reaching out to their employers? Is it gone to that level as well?
Actually, one of our students in a previous effort went to her neighbors and drew up a flyer and went to her neighbors and said, this is what we're doing, gave it to all of them, and then they delivered to her home, and she brought, I don't know how many cans of food was that?
More than 100.
More than 100
More than
cans
100 cans of food.
And that was, you know, all on her own, very creatively gathering food as much as she could. And we shared that with the student body, and others took charge and they did the same in their community. So we leave it up to the students to see how they're going to make the goal. And you know, they really surprised us. And they're very enthusiastic to continue the effort. So we'll be seeing Alex again this summer.
For sure.
In our summer program. But you know, I've got Karina with me tonight, and I just want to give her an opportunity to share why she became involved, and she was the one that came up with a wonderful idea of raising the awareness during lunchtime.
Oh, that's perfect.
You know,
That's brilliant.
In the cafeteria. That's
Are you
the
going
best
into
way.
marketing in college, or?
Well, she's really business-minded, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
I always say to Karina, she's the first one in our program that will be a millionaire. And you heard it tonight.
There we go.
Don't forget your friends.
Yeah, that's right. I said, don't forget your advisor. But we'll just let Karina share.
Well, I got involved with the program obviously because of CONCAP, and I don't know. I really wanted to give back to the community, and I have a happy family, a happy life, and I have so many blessings in my life. I would just like to give back to the community. Mm-hmm. And I see, like, as we're driving by, the people who don't have any food, they don't have a home. So like, and it hurts to see them when I have a home, I have family, I have a way to get from one place to the other very easily. And it just, I don't know, it gives me kind of a joy to see other people to get food, for them to be happy, for them not to go to bed without eating, because that would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was, when I heard about the project, I really wanted to get involved because I really have a heart for serving people, for helping other people. Like, I like putting other people before me. So I just thought that it was like a great way to just go out there and just do what I can to help. So that's what really motivated me to.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean,
And you were 16, right?
Yes.
I see.
Are you a junior, sophomore at
I'm a
Danbury High School?
junior.
I was actually at Danbury High School today as part of a Danbury leadership program through the Chamber of Commerce, and it's been a while since I've been in the high school, and we were able to see the videotape that's been done about the different organizations in school, and just how there's a lot of facets to Danbury High School. And I'm just always amazed that here you have a building with 3,000 students, and everyone's got to move around and get to their classes, every 45 minutes or so, and it works. It was a real privilege to spend the day there. Now, how has it been reaching out to to your fellow students in the program. I know you did a food drive, right, a couple of weeks ago for a week. Maybe talk about that, organizing that, and what the results were.
Well, we started off, it was kind of slow, but we started reaching out to students during lunchtime, and we would have a microphone, and we would tell them, like, I would say, like, you see you're eating your lunch now, but there are people who don't have any lunch, they don't have any food. So, like, my friends would walk by and I'd tell them, oh, bring in a can, and they'd come in the next day, oh, look, I brought cans, and they'd be all excited and everything. Some even brought in more than one can, a couple cans, and it just kept adding up, and like they would be so excited because they're helping the community, and they know that the food is going here into Danbury, so they know that it's not helping somebody that they don't really know, but where they live, they're really contributing to that.
And I think, too, also some of the services in the community, pantries are done through churches and other community organizations that kids might be connected to. Okay, I'm going to go to you, Slick. You've done these concerts in the past with Alex, and what is, I don't know how, I guess I'm going to ask how you first got involved, and as an artist, what do you get out of that, or do you just have a personal message to send with the work that you do?
Well, it's really a lot of things. I mean, my job personally is to bring the entertainment part to this beautiful operation because, you know, they don't have that, so I bring my music and I draw a crowd, and instead of money for tickets, you know what I'm saying, they bring food instead. So that was mainly one of the things that drew me to it because it's so different than what I'm usually used to from New York. Usually we just do shows and, you know, we just draw crowds and we have to sell tickets and people pay money, but instead of paying money, they bring food. So, you know, the minimum was like 1 kilo. So, and the opportunity to travel around Brazil and, you know, see all these different areas and realize how privileged that we are. I mean, even poverty-stricken areas in New York City, they don't even compare to
and you saw that firsthand.
Yeah, and I seen that firsthand compared to these areas in Brazil. So that was wonderful for me to do. And we got calls already. Yeah?
I think so. No, something with the phone.
But how I originally got drawn together with Alex was he got a hold of my demo CD, one of my first CDs that I made, and he liked the flow and the movement to it, and he invited me to do a show in Brazil. And you know, coming from New York City, from Washington Heights and Queens, that's like that's crazy.
Had you been out of the country before? Was that your first trip out of the country?
Yeah, first trip to Brazil.
First trip to Brazil.
You know what I mean? So that was just crazy for me. So of course I wasn't going to turn that down. And then on top of that, to find out that I was doing this for a great cause, to bring food, you know, to people who need it, who are starving. You know what I mean? Me, I can just go to the supermarket and get myself a steak. It's not like that over there. So, you know, to be able to give back and to help out people that are less privileged than I am, it's great. It's a blessing. And to also on top of that, do what I love to do, my music, to help bring that together. That was just beautiful.
And has your experiences inspired any of your work? I mean, it absolutely must have had an impact.
Yeah, because you go around and you see such new things. It brings new material to your music, and it brings, you know, a whole bunch of new ideas and different lyrics.
And he's working on songs now for each of the MDGs currently. Is a call? Okay.
I do want to remind viewers that this is a call-in show, and your calls are welcome. 792-4101. Please call in. I think we have a call. Oh, I think we do. Hold on. Hi, thanks for calling.
Hello?
Hello, than's for calling.
How you doing?
Really good. If you have your TV on, could you turn it down? We're getting a little feedback.
I'm in the street. I just wanted to give a shout to Slick the Misfit.
Wait, you're going to have to start over. What did you say?
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You're using what, the iPhone?
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
All right, so at least you're And one good thing about that I want to let people know is that, you know, when he started traveling with us, he was 17? So at 17, almost 18, right? And the reaction of the crowd, like seeing an international act, but was young and so close to them. It's just like we have videos there, like, you know, people are chasing him and, you know, and then embracing. And we never had an incident. And I never had a fight. We never had any type of problem. He was the witness. He was there, and it was, you know, it's great the fact that we have the youth involved. The youth has been
involved. I think we have some pictures of that. I don't know if they've.
We do. I left a few here, but we can always come back.
Go back and have another big concert.
Yeah.
So is that something that brought you in, Karina, the idea of the music, or was it just more the project of helping to?
Well, when I heard about the concert, I wanted to get involved because I like to write music and stuff, and I know a lot of friends of mine who like to dance. They write music. So the concert was kind of like an extra, an extra push to get cans in there to get these people who starve food and everything. So it kind of gave, like you said, it was a reward for doing good, and we got something back for it, to be able to perform and give other people the chance to see us.
So are you looking forward to the June 28th?
Yeah,
really? Or is
definitely.
everyone
And actually,
everyone's plugged
one thing
in, they're going to show up? Yeah.
I'd like to say is we are open, now we're starting the process to audition the bands, because we'll be most local acts, and then Slick will be performing, and probably another
Slick's
guest.
the headliner. You're the
Yeah,
headliner.
he's the headliner in our project. But we'll be giving opportunity to at least 3 or 4 local bands, any style, be from country to reggae and rock and roll, whatever they bring. We're in the process now. We're actually starting a partnership with the guys from The Bridge. They have a nice spot here, so we'll be helping us through the selection process. So you can.
Oh, that's
you know,
great.
help
So
us
you
out.
you got in touch with them.
Yes, of course.
That's wonderful. Actually, I might have another contact for you. There's a organization called Kids Aid that a gentleman named Stephen Bradley organizes, and
Pictures? Oh, yeah, they have the
Yeah,
pictures. They were saying.
okay, that Stephen Bradley organizes, and they're doing a battle of the bands at Richfield High School May 10th. So maybe the winner of that could play on June 28th. Here we have. Why don't you tell us, Alex, what we have here?
This picture is actually the gathering before our last show, which was November 10th, and in São Paulo, which actually Slick's the headliner. And those are some families, local, parents that volunteer to help us, because we're open to everybody. And on top, you see the crowd starting to gather.
It's enormous. That's the 22,000.
Yeah, actually, we're expecting 50,000 people. Pouring rain.
And half of them came anyway.
You're right. It was just like, oh, the rain stopped. The show's supposed to start at 3. The rain stopped at 5.
Oh,
but we still got
boy.
22,000 people. And in this concert, this is the show we did on June 2nd in another city. This was, I think, 30-something thousand
there's
people.
a lot of
goes
people.
all the way. And everyone there brought a pound of food.
That's incredible.
Everyone is celebrating.
And probably
Everyone is
sometimes a
having
little
blast.
more.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Usually
Yeah.
we ask for
At
a
least a
pound.
pound.
Yeah.
But people bring a little bag, like 1 pound. So that's the other show that we did. In November, we have a bus over there you can see at the end. And
Yes, you're working on a van for Danbury, right? The library.
right, yeah.
Or-
We have a
Lively
van over there, we have a
Music
bus. But, again, baby steps.
Baby steps.
And important here, other than the fact that the food is given to the locals, to stimulate the crowd even more to understand what the 8 Millennium Development Goals are. We bring iPods, digital cameras, CDs, a series of gifts that every time you bring a pound of food, you get a little ticket.
Oh, okay.
And we draw your ticket, you come on stage, and we ask you a question. It's related to the event. If you answer, you win. There is no such a thing as like, oh, you're picking your friends. If you don't know the answer, you don't win the iPod.
Oh.
We're trying to work in some iPhones too, but it's getting harder to get them. But we have iPods and digital cameras and stuff that will be given as an extra reward to everyone that will be present. Just bring a pound of food, and you get your ticket, and you can win. Just learn about the Millennium Development Goals.
And you had said, too, that these concerts went without incident.
Right.
I mean, and you were there, right? Right, Slick?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, he's the
performing.
witness.
Yeah, I definitely had the best point of view, so there's no violence whatsoever. It was just a good time. Everybody was having a good time. Hands in the air, dancing. And that's what
Pulling
it was
people
about.
from the crowd to the stage to dance.
Yeah, it was about trying to have the best time possible.
And do you think that's a
celebrate.
universal attitude towards it? Like, do you think it will translate also well in Danbury?
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt in my mind.
That's great. Amanda, what's been the buzz with the students? Have they really, embraced this? I know you spoke a little bit about that, but do you have any?
I think they have. When Carlos and Alex approached us It was the time right before spring break at Danbury High. So I think that we put forth a good effort, but we could put forth a better effort with more time. So we're really excited. The student body is excited. We've got new kids coming in our summer program. And we're going to continue the effort during the summer. So I think we're going to see a lot more excitement, and we'll be able to plan a little bit more. So I'm looking forward, and so are the students looking forward to the 6 weeks of summer session when we can really blow this out of the water.
Oh,
and do a
okay.
lot
You'll
of
be working on it
exciting
over the
things.
summer as well.
We intend to.
Because what Alex and I have at least planned and organized at this point is the concert on Saturday, June 28th, which will be the reward for the program, for the participation of the students. And then every Thursday night beginning July 10th, we program Family Night, and we're using Family Night as an opportunity to invite the community to participate. And during the Taste of Danbury, we will try and build that wall of food. I'm just thinking it's going to be enormous. We do have another caller.
Don't forget, it's just 100 pounds.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to congratulate everyone, especially We Race. We have teacher Mara who's working really hard.
And actually, she'll be
students.
part of the second half of the show. We had a lot of supporters come out for the show tonight, so we're splitting up our guests, and Mara will be on at the second half hour.
Okay, great. But I wanted to congratulate them all. They're all working hard. I'm really proud.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's nice. There's an endorsement to have someone call in and say thank you.
You just have to come here more often, and then people get used to us.
Another thing that we're also planning on doing is using the city center offices, which are right on the corner of West and Main Street. We have these amazing fishbowl windows, and as the food comes in, we'll start stacking it up in front of the windows. So it'll also give the community a visual of how the progress of the project is. And about 20,000 cars drive by
Every day.
down through Main Street each day. Although someone told me today they felt it was the same 2,000 people taking 10 trips back and forth. But I don't know. I like to think
Actually,
it's...
we're working now in other locations that they can drop food, and again, the guys from the bridge, they are willing to collect some food for us here, so people will be able to drop the food. We're preparing new posters, new flyers, and everything else that will be available to the public soon.
Yeah, and we will have those posts. We will have that information
You
at the
will,
city
yeah,
center
that's right.
offices. And we're launching a new website that should go up by May 1st, and we can put a little area in there too for information. I have to say that in working with Lively Up's tour, Lively Up Music Tour, that you've made it pretty easy. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, we'll collect food as long as someone can take it away.
Right.
You know, if someone's going to drop it off, and all we have to do is just
Be willing to collect.
Collect it, yeah, and then you'll also distribute it.
And you know, we have a lot of businesses and people in town that say, you know what, like my neighbor, she donated her Explorer. It was stopped in there. She said, "No, you're gonna collect the food and stuff here. Take this car."
Oh,
So we have an
that's
Explorer
nice.
now and a van. Of course, if somebody wants to donate a bus, we'll take it. But
Okay, do you hear
know.
that, Danbury? If someone has a bus that they're willing to donate for the Lively Up Music Tour,
And,
we will take your call.
People actually, the community is starting to react to the movement. That's why I think being a year round will give time for us to spread the word, to create awareness, and raise 100 tons
And
of
also
food.
continue to engage the students. I'm very encouraged that you're not graduating this year and that you will be around through the end of the year.
Yeah.
And there's also opportunity, I think, with the other events that we have downtown that are family focused, Halloween on the Green, Light the Lights, and then First Night. First Night could provide a really good opportunity, and that
Right.
would mark the end of the year.
Yep, and through the Lively Up website, people actually will be able to continue communicating, through photographs, to videos, to messages to one another, and make their own plans, like they were doing in Brazil. They gather, okay, let's get together tomorrow and knock on some doors and get some food. Because at the end of the day, what they want is actually a party.
Yeah.
They're trying to reach their, the levels of accomplishment. Be like, okay, we got 1,000 pounds now. Can we have a party? And then we.
Oh, we could do that.
orchestrate
We can keep
everything.
planning that. We can find venues downtown
Yeah,
to do that.
definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Or maybe screen a movie at the Palace as a reward, or
Yep.
do something like that. I know too that in the projects, the part of the success that you've had in Brazil has been the participation of local government.
Yes.
And
The partnership with local governments gave us the possibility to make the shows open to the public.
can I take the break?
What we did is before was 200, 400, 500, 800 people. We're doing private establishments. With the local governments, we were able to do in open public spaces. They were providing sound and stage and basic structure, so we could actually invite the entire family and not be limited to age range. Because before it was like you can mix 16 years old with 13 years old. But now since it's open to the public, the families will come together.
Right.
Then it's mother and
It's
son
multi-generational.
and father and cousins, so everybody comes in. And for us, it's better because then we can really,
And you have reached out to the city of Danbury, correct? And,
yes, we had a meeting with Tag Consumptus right on Friday,
You have the community relations.
and we should be hearing back from him this week.
Okay, we have a. I think I had a conversation. He said, "Yeah,
did?
yeah."
Okay,
He
great.
said everything's fine. Yeah.
That's right, love
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
You're great.
We do have another caller.
All right.
Hi, thanks for calling.
Yes, hello, hi. My name's Miguel, and I'm a student at the We Race.
Hi, Miguel. Good evening.
I know Miguel. Miguel is very, very active.
Oh, Miguel, you're an active participant in this effort.
Very active.
Yeah, we're trying to do what we can, and I'm just glad that he's spreading the word over the airwaves, and we just want to help, and it's great to be able to help people out there. I mean, personally speaking, I never done anything like this before until I was involved with the adult education program, and Ms. Perfida was the one who began a small program, PSL, and I decided to join. Of course, first because I needed some credits, but now I find out that it's something that that really matters. One of the words that she uses is make people aware, and I never realized how strong a word that was, to make people aware. And now I understand, and I'm just glad that I'm part of it now, and hopefully we can accomplish a lot and help old people, because I've personally never been lacking anything, and I've been blessed. So I just want to share with other people that aren't as fortunate as I am, and I just want to say thank you to all the guys, because sometimes you just go through life not seeing certain things, and what they say, just one person can make a difference, and it is true. One person can make a difference in someone else's life, and for me, this class was an eye opener, and I'm just glad that I was there, and I'm glad to be of help. So I just want to say congratulations to everybody, and especially to Alessandro, and hopefully we can accomplish a lot.
Well, Miguel, I look forward to meeting you as we start to pull the events together, and I hope you're excited for the concert on June 28th.
Definitely.
And if you're ever downtown, feel free to stop in my office. I'd love to put a face to the name.
Sure, not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Miguel.
At this time, we're going to take a break so we can invite our other guests to come along. Thank you.
My boat, she's waiting in the harbor. She's gonna carry me out to sea, past the shoreline and the lighthouse, past the clang of the buoys. There's got to be a better place somewhere where a man can more than just survive, 'cause here there ain't nothing happening at all. Say goodbye to the harbor lights. Stay anymore, nothing to lose and nothing to gain. So I'll just be sailing on through the fog and the wind and the rain. be a good living. Working as a lobster man. We pull up the traps at the end of the day, get paid and head on into town. And now the fish don't bite and there's no high tide. Everything's gone down. I lost my girl when she ran off with a guy from the dark side of town. Stay in the more, nothing to lose and nothing to gain. So I'll just be sailing under the fog and the wind and the rain. Here they might be biting 100 miles or so down the coast. I'm on my way to the cold dark night like a wounded empty ghost. Yeah, there's just no reason to stay anymore. Nothing to lose and nothing to gain. So I'll just be sailing under the fog and the wind and stay in the more, nothing to lose and nothing to gain. So I'll just be sailing under the fog and the wind and the rain.
Hi, welcome back to our program. We're talking about Danbury as part of a larger global community and our efforts to fight hunger in our community. Rejoining us after the break is Alex Piovazan, a Public Information Officer and Special Envoy to the World Sports Alliance, a UN organization, and also Slick the Misfit, a hip-hop artist from New York. Joining us now after the break is Mara Perfido from We Race, an adult education program in Danbury, and also Carlos Marquez from PVA, Positive Vibrations Always.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's right.
Glad to be here.
And you've set up an office in downtown,
Well,
right? Are you at 155?
We're working in the process, so soon to be, hopefully soon to be closed.
Yeah, neighbors practically,
Of
just
course.
across the street from City Center.
We'll have lunch.
Carlos, if you can talk a little bit about your involvement in the project. I know when first being introduced to the project, it's sort of you and Alex are a team in this effort.
Yes. Well, first, I'm the director for the Lively Up Music Tour, and I've been working with Alex for many years on projects like this, and we decided to create the Positive Vibrations Always Foundation here in Danbury to help support the Lively Up Music Tour. And in this way, we can reach the whole community through the Positive Vibrations Always Foundation, make it official here in the United States. And the Lively Up Music Tour will be the arm of the Positive Vibrations Always Foundation that will create the awareness.
Sort of the expression of what you're trying to
Foundation
do.
is basically, the idea of WSA and for the Lively Up project is to find local partners that can actually run the projects after we leave. So here, Positive Vibrations.
And then you
Always-
go on to the next,
Right,
next spot.
next partner.
Next city.
And you know, we keep looking for partners that can actually give continuity to the project. Then we're
That's
using the
wonderful.
Positive Vibrations Always as our local partner here to.
And you're
be
seeking your
responsible.
NGO status, a non-governmental
Yes,
organization
yes,
under
of
UN.
course, of
Yeah, I
course.
see that's what excites me. It's just you know a global mission,
Well,
but we're
and that's
bringing
what
it
it's all
home.
about, because of all the nations that are involved in this mission, if you will, in this effort, the global effort. So it's great to be part of that. It's something that's bigger than us. It's something that's bigger than anyone. And to be part of something like that, where all the countries are involved in this project, It brings me a lot of joy because even as a kid, since 8 years old, I've always wanted to help people. I always wanted to be part of something that was bigger. And I think this is a great vehicle to not only make people's lives better, but also make my life better and try to create a better world for my kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a community as diverse as Danbury, I think the UN is a great organization to sort of partner with in that sense.
Of course.
Mara, We Race was the first organization that got on board as far as trying to bring in youth. And we heard from Miguel, who was very excited about his involvement in that. So I guess if you could speak to how that started and anything else you want to talk about.
Well, basically, I'm a teacher at the Danbury Adult Education, which is called We Race. And we have a lot of students who, they have a lot of passion, they have a lot of energy, and we were trying to figure out some sort of a class that, we could harness their energy and use it for something good. Because we didn't want them to be doing, things out on the street, so on and so forth. So we came up with a public service learning class, and we decided that we were going to do community service, and we were going to show them how to do community service.
And so that's been in place for a while, or is that a recent development in the program?
Well, we kind of developed it in March, and it's been going on since March. This is the second semester that we've had it now. Teaching them community service, and the project that we're working on, we happened to meet Alex and Carlos, and they told us about their foundation and the project that they were working on, so now we're working in conjunction with them. So the students have been, every Friday, we collect food.
You're close to 1,000 pounds now,
We're close to
right?
1,000.
That's half a ton.
Yeah, you see,
We're
getting
close
there.
to 1,000 pounds.
Half a ton.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable. I mean, not only do they bring just one small bag, but they've been going around to local businesses, their neighbors, their parents.
Well, Amanda talked about at Danbury High School how one girl went into her neighborhood and collected food and brought them.
Exactly.
That's right.
And so that you find that's happening also with your students?
Amazing. I mean, we've had people just drop items off at the Crosby Street building. We've had them come over to Jericho House, which is where I teach, on some days, and just drop off 10 bags of, 40, 50 pounds of food. It's been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, that
I'm
must
amazed.
be very heartwarming.
We're going to the UN
It is, I'm
next
amazed.
Monday.
Yep.
Right?
Oh,
Monday,
you're taking that
yeah.
trip, right? Initially, you
taking
thought you'd have
28th.
maybe 20 students and it would be a success, and
We
how
got
many
a
have
full
signed
bus.
up?
Now
got
we
a full
have,
bus.
I think, 47 people altogether.
More than we're going to take
We're
my
right
car.
at the limit.
Yeah, they're going to take a tour, guided tour at the UN, so I think it would be, we believe that would be great for them to actually see some of the
Well,
things
yeah,
that are
I mean,
happening
it's
around
the
the
UN
world.
building's amazing.
Yeah.
And how many students are in your program? And do they stay with you, or is it something that they graduate, right? They
do.
receive their accreditation and.
It's a credit diploma program, so they do graduate eventually, but I do have them, sometimes 3, 4, or 5 semesters before they leave. And yeah, we're a close bunch, and so we accomplish a lot. And on Fridays, we only have sometimes only 10 to 14 people, but with those 10 or 14 people, they're so dedicated that we've been able to, raise almost 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
It's
it's
like
that's
100
their-
pounds per
That's the
person.
spirit.
about.
We're not trying to reach everyone. We try to get the message across for those that are willing to help. And then the other ones will eventually
And they sort of
join us.
spread the word and then
Yes.
get other people excited
And
about
then
it.
it's not just the fact that you're getting food to these pantries, it's the whole idea that's with this effort. The mentality that it's great that we're raising this food, and it's great that we're filling up these pantries, but the whole idea, like Alex said, is something that we want to create somewhat of a paradigm shift in the way people think, so they understand that if we make this a way of life, our communities, our neighborhoods will become better. There was a report back in 2005, I believe it was the mayor's homeless task force.
On homelessness, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that
Or to end homelessness.
at any given night they had 429 adults, 329 adults on the street and 69 kids. So if you think about it, it's
in
over
the community of Danbury.
in the
Yes.
community of
The
Danbury.
greater Danbury?
Just
No,
city-
in Danbury.
In
in
Danbury.
Danbury.
Okay.
So if you think about it, I mean, that's a staggering number. I mean, according to the census, we only have 75,000 people here in Danbury, or 78.
Right.
So to have 400 people being homeless and being and not having anything to eat, it kind of makes you wonder if my kids, when they grow up, are going to be able to walk the streets. You know, so this is something more of a paradigm, of a way of life that we can change people's lives, you know, for the better. In our
Through
neighborhoods,
awareness when they're young, too.
of course. And it needs to start in programs like Mara's We Race or Amanda's CONCAP, and it needs to start in these schools, because that's where our kids are much more
energetic, for one, I think. You know,
and more willing to go out and fight for these causes.
And also, if you add on top of the task force report, the Connecticut Food Connecticut Food Security report done by WestCon, the Connecticut Food System, and the Hartford Food System.
We talk about this food security thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the new political
name,
correct word for hunger.
Starving anymore.
And
or
Danbury
starvation.
Ranked 118 out of 169, which is like bottom 25%.
Which needs improvement.
Needs improvement, and we can do it.
Of course. We can do it.
Like we say, if you can dream it, we can do it.
Of course.
You know, it's a matter of engaging.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We have to start somewhere, and it takes one step at a time. And the same way we started in Brazil with just a few and a small group of people. I mean, and then it grew to masses of thousands of people coming to our events.
Well, tens of thousands. Those pictures really say a lot.
So,
right, we don't have to
and I
say
think
much.
here in the States is going to happen the same thing. It's just a matter of people
Starting
warming up
somewhere.
to the idea of what are we doing? Are we just doing a food drive, or are we teaching the kids and the community to learn how to live in a way that they're helping their neighbors?
Okay, we do have a call.
We do.
Great.
Hi, thanks for calling in.
How you doing?
Good.
Now, what you guys are doing is very honorable. I have a question.
Sure, go fire away.
Being tied in with United Nations, now they are intentionally pushing Codex, genetically modified foods under Monsanto, to make the world population nutritionally deficient.
Okay, I'm gonna allow Alex perhaps to answer that question, but that might be beyond the scope of this show or in this discussion.
The world population healthy. And feeding the hungry is great, but if you're going to be feeding them food that United Nations is pushing as not having any nutrients in it, not having any nutrients, isn't that defeating the purpose?
Well, I think that, what's your name?
John.
John, nice to meet you. I think that what we're trying to do here, as I said before, is different than governments and federal level actions. We're actually working and developing awareness for the importance of not being indifferent to what's happening in our own neighborhoods, and show that people are capable of doing small little acts of solidarity that can actually help to change and save a life that is close to you.
We're not using the UN food.
Well, I can understand your efforts locally, and I think that's fantastic. But to be tying it in with United Nations, who's actually part of the cause of the world hunger problem, contradictory.
Well, actually, no, but we are tying to the 8 Millennium Development Goals that are being adopted since 2000 by 192 nations that are part of the UN. And the number one of the goals is the reduction of world hunger in 50% by 2015. We're doing locally what we can, because if we think about what's happening at federal level and going towards all those little issues, we're never going to get anything accomplished. And the idea is, what can we do here? And then the bigger problems will be solved accordingly to the time
Slick,
needed.
you had mentioned too that we're not actually distributing UN food.
We're using actual people's food, local people's food. So that whole non-nutritional thing, we're not using that. We're not distributing that.
Right, it's the food that comes from your own kitchen.
From your own home.
So, John, I hope you'll contribute, and hopefully we'll see you on the green during our music program.
All right, thank you for taking my call.
Thank you
very much.
Bye.
Well, that was a very good question, by the way. And even though we're not really within certain measures that the United Nations has taken, we have adopted the United Nations Millennium Development Goals as our cause.
Right.
And so much so that in that town in Brazil last year that we did a show, ENI2, last month they took the Millennium Development Goals to a whole new level where they focused on Millennium Development Goal number 7, which is the environment sustainability, and they planted over 30,000 trees.
35,000 trees in 45 minutes.
35,000 trees in 45
and that was
minutes.
something that came up at our meeting, the 7th goal, when we were
and
up
they
at
are
City Hall,
actually,
too.
they're going to
talking
be in the
them.
next Guinness Book now.
And exactly, and
That's
that's
great.
what we're trying to
So
do.
you're planting, pardon the pun, you're planting a seed with this
Of course.
Lively Up Music
Again, it's
Store
the
and hopes that
continuation
it'll
of
grow.
the work. We left, they became aware, because a lot of people, a lot of organizations and government, they are already doing actions related to the Millennium Development Goals. They just don't know about the existence
Right, they haven't
of the
put it
goals.
together.
Once we identified them, we're like, well,
Wait a
we're planting trees next month. That would be like number 7?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's
you
it.
could identify each
So
of
the
those
First Lady
actions.
will actually be here from the 5th to the 7th at UN doing in a conference called The Tree is Life. She was invited to come and talk about the fact that they now are going to be in the Guinness Book.
That's fantastic.
And the message of Lively Up is basically this, lively up, fill yourself with life.
So we'll
And
all
that's
make
all
a
we're trying to
commitment,
do.
this group,
To
that
Lively Up Danbury.
we'll keep pushing this. We'll see
Do
how
something
far it can grow.
positive.
Something positive. And I think, too, the awareness that you were speaking of, engaging youth, it's
Of
also
course.
having them embrace a value as a community and be able to sort of exercise their belief. I
And
mean, it
what-
was wonderful to hear Miguel call in
Yep.
and to hear
Of course.
Karina
Exactly.
talk about how they realize how fortunate they are.
Yeah.
And I think it's just one of there can be an expression of that value with the youth. I mean, they get slammed a lot
Of
for.
course.
I'm
And
sure
what-
you get it as a hip hop artist, right? You
course.
probably get
Just to make
slammed a
them
lot.
aware and do something positive is unbelievable.
And what better way to bring them together than with music? Everybody loves music.
Everyone loves music.
It's like-
I want to thank you all. We have run out of time. I told
It's
you
all
it
right.
would go very, very fast. Thank you to our callers, and catch us again tomorrow. This program will re-air at 12 o'clock. And you can also log on to the Blogspot where this program will be aired. And that's www.iawab.blogspot.com. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.